A pleasant day to each and everyone. This is the case of Roman Catholic Bishop of Malolos Incorporated versus Intermediate Appellate Court or IAC, GR number 72110, November 16, 1990. Let's now dive into the case. For the facts, petitioner and private respondent entered into a contract of sale over a parcel of land to be paid within 4 years from the execution of the contract. The contract included stipulations for cancellation, forfeiture of previous payments, and reconveyance of the land in question in case the private respondent would fail to complete payment within the said period. After the expiration of the stipulated period for payment, Attorney Adalia Francisco, the president of the company who bought land, wrote the petitioner a formal request that her company be allowed to pay the principal amount of 100,000 pesos in 3 equal installments of 6 months each, with the first installment and the accrued interest of 24,000 pesos to be paid immediately upon approval of the said request. Petitioner formally denied the request, but granted the latter a grace period of 5 days from the receipt of the denial to pay the total balance of 124,000 pesos. Private respondent wrote the petitioner requesting an extension of 30 days to fully settle its account, but this was still denied. Attorney Francisco wrote a letter directly addressed to the petitioner protesting the alleged refusal of her client to accept tender of payment made by the former on the last day of the grace period, but the private respondent demanded the execution of a deed of absolute sale over the land in question. Petitioner refused to execute the deed of absolute sale and canceled the contract and considered all previous payments forfeited and the land as ipso facto reconveyed. The trial court ruled in favor of the petitioner but was reversed by the IAC. In finding that the private respondent had sufficient available funds, ipso facto concluded that the latter had tendered payment. The issue now here is whether the petitioner validly canceled the contract, the forfeiture of the previous payment, and the reconveyance of the land in question. Ruling, yes, the petitioner in the legitimate exercise of its rights pursuant to the subject contract did validly order the cancellation of the said contract, the forfeiture of the previous payment, and the reconveyance ipso facto of the land in question. Article 1159 of the Civil Code of the Philippines provides that obligations arising from contracts have the force of law between the contracting parties and should be complied with in good faith, and unless the stipulations in said contract are contrary to law, morals, good customs, public order, or public policy, the same are binding as between the parties.